Global tragedy, predictions and prophecies according to the Elder George's scenario. He's a Christian Orthodox elder. 2 are on the footstep, 5 more to come, he predicts. History is filled with predictions and prophetic dreams. Many of them have stood the test of time and become part of the collective consciousness of humanity. However, when such predictions concern future wars and the destinies of countries, they always cause mixed feelings and controversies. One of these visionaries was Elder George, whose predictions left a deep mark on history. He lived in Greece in the 20th century and predicted a future that at the time of his life seemed incredible and terrifying. He shared his premonitions with those around him, but was underestimated and considered a fool. Today his prophecies raise many questions and discussions. Elder George's main prediction was related to the technological progress. In 2007, he said that technological progress will destroy us. These words were written down by one of his parishioners, and the elder himself did not want the general public to know about them. He believed that the modern generation had drifted away from God and relied too much on technology and money. Technical progress, in his opinion, has become a source of threat to humanity. According to the prophecies of Elder George, starting in 2008, the world will face 7 great wars in the epoch. The next one will be more destructive than the previous one, but between actions there will be periods of relative calm and peace. And those states that will not participate in the war, instead of coming to their senses and trying to reason with the warring parties, will on the contrary incite further war and more active actions, he predicted. And he said, in the end, war will engulf the whole world. And he also says that famine, devastation, and other related events will come. According to him, there is no point of waiting for relief, even those who will pray and ask for everything to stop will not help, because there will be more people who want the war to continue, and this will be heavenly punishment. But these are the words of the elder, and we will only draw conclusions each on our own. So the first war that the elder talks about began in 2008 with clashes in Georgia. The second began in 2014 and still ongoing. This is the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The third, according to prophecy, involves an attack by Israel, the United States, and Iran. The fourth foresees a clash between Russia and Serbia with the United States, Albania, Croatia, and Bosnia. The fifth involves Greece and its change of power, which provokes an attack from Turkey. But Greece, according to Elder George, will prevail over Turkey, and while the Black Sea will become completely Russian territory, he predicts. The sixth foresees changes in the Balkan Peninsula, where countries decide to join Russia in conflict with the Czech Republic and Poland begins. Conflict with Czech and Poland begins. The seventh and last, according to Elder George, will be an attempt to use nuclear weapons between the 2 superpowers. The United States will eventually strike Moscow, he predicted. Can you imagine? However, the Russians will be able to neutralize it, which will cause a global power failure on the planet. What does that mean? EMP? The Holy Bible, Daniel 7:6 says, Then I saw, and behold, another beast like a leopard. On its back were 4 wings of a bird, and the beast had 4 heads, and authority was given to him. Such visions are incredible and terrifying, but they are always just alternative visions of the future that can change. They must be viewed with caution and critical thinking. Time will tell how accurate Elder George's predictions will be and how they will affect the future of the world. The Greek Elder George shared his visions about the future of the world. As events begin today, as some of them seem to be starting to come true, his prophecies raise many questions and discussions. Elder George's main prediction concerns our future role of China, the future role of China. At first, the alliance between Russia and China will seem strong, but over time, China will betray its ally. According to the prophecy, China will capture a large part of Siberia, given to it by Russia, but then abandon Russian territory and even stab its former ally in the back. Elder George paid special attention to economic crisis. He predicted that government systems would begin to collapse in different countries around the world, leading to a halt in payments and banking activities. These crises will periodically wax and wane, causing panic among the population. Residents of European countries will evade service en masse. Elder George argued that storing money and valuables will be useless and people should focus on food supplies and believe in God. His words called for preparedness and solidarity with others in difficult times. The prophecies of Elder George describe a future crisis in all areas of life. He foresaw that some rulers would act to please the forces of darkness, but there would also be those who would resist them. Despite the difficult trials, Elder George believes that good will ultimately win over evil. Prophecies will not necessarily come true, and future events may depend on actions of humanity, that is, our prayers for peace and conversion. The first lesson, we have that as a teaching by Christ himself when he gives the parable of the poor widow that went to the judge, and she was praying to him every day for what she needed, what she wanted, and he was so sick of her wailing at him every day that he decided to give her what she asked for. Now, the first lesson is caring for the planet, striving for peace among nations. The second lesson is the importance of preparedness and solidarity in emergency situations. The third lesson is faith in your ideals and willingness to defend them, even if the world around you seems to be collapsing. The prophecies of Elder George may remain the subject of controversy and debate, but they remind us of the importance of taking care of the future and the importance of goodness and peace on earth, which can be disrupted by economic crises and military conflicts. We can learn from these predictions and strive for a better future for all humanity. And this is according to the Christian Orthodox Elder George's prediction. He's a monk from Mount Athos, and it's on Soul Ask. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.